Hi, this is Ryan Gable with Starting Point Realty, located just outside Chicago, Illinois. And what I wanted to talk about today was a very popular topic in the news right now, which is the decline in the amount of home sales since April 30th, 2010. What I wanted to kind of talk about was the effect that that's going to have, this lag of home purchases through the end of the year, and today being August 4th, 2010. April 30th was the date that the buyer had to have a contract between them and the seller signed either on that date or before in order to receive the government's first-time homebuyer tax credit of $8,000. So those of us in the industry knew that there was going to be a lot of buyers that would normally be around in the summer. They were all jumping before that date, a lot of them, in order to get that $8,000. That's a lot of money. So since April 30th till now, the beginning of August, there's been a dramatic decrease in buyer activity. It has just started to pick up now. However, what we're starting to see is kind of what happened in the beginning of last year, 2009, where the valuation, the estimation of the valuation of property is becoming very difficult, meaning that when a home buyer is looking at a resale, a normal resale, sold by a normal person who's living in the house, has equity in the house, they're not under distress, they've upgraded the property, and now they're selling it. And when we have a buyer looking to buy that property in this environment, or at least for the next couple months, it's going to be difficult because, not impossible, it's just there might just be an issue, and that issue is the bank's appraiser, their bank, the home buyer's bank appraiser. When a buyer and a seller agree on a purchase price, they both sign a contract. How that valuation is determined, mainly by the buyer, should be through looking at comparable sales, usually within the last 6 months, within a half mile or up to a mile of the subject property that they're looking at. The problem is when the comparable sales, a majority, are short sales and or foreclosures, and you're looking to buy a normal house that has been well taken care of. The buyer's bank, 99% of buyers are utilizing a bank to receive a loan to purchase the property. The bank doesn't trust what the buyer and the seller think the property's worth, so they send out their own appraiser to appraise the property, to give an estimation of what the value is. When they're just looking at short sales and foreclosures, and those sales are significantly lower than the normal resale, that's where the issue is. We saw it, like I said, in the beginning of 2009. It was very prevalent because there literally wasn't any comparable sales. And I feel going forward between now and towards the end of the year, till the market gets back on its feet, we might be seeing the same thing. That transactions where both the buyer and the seller want the transaction to happen, and maybe the value is even there, but the bank appraiser just cannot justify it because they're not using maybe the right methods in order to make adjustments from the short sales, the distressed properties, the foreclosures, in order to bring the value up to what it should be for the resale property. So this is just an issue I want all home buyers in the next 4 to 5 months just to understand if they are buying a normal resale property. In our experience at Starting Point Realty, 50% of our clients are interested strictly in those properties because they don't have the time or the money to fix up that type of house. Where the other half, we do see looking into buying foreclosures and short sales, and those shouldn't be the issue in the valuation, but the normal resales, just keep in mind that it's not a done deal until your bank's appraiser goes out there and gives you an estimate of what it's worth. But definitely with your real estate agent, make sure that you do your due diligence so you see what's out there. But just be aware that this could be an issue. Thank you very much, and for any more information, please go to startingpointrealty.com.